Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy spot! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Sunday football review for round 4 of the 2022 NRL season. Tonight's review will be a solo review from myself. A few of the boys that I usually do the review with are just unavailable tonight. So I just thought to myself, well, fuck it, I'll do it solo. It won't be a long review. Probably only be on here for about 15-20 minutes. So hope you guys are all doing well on this Sunday night. It is currently 8:30 p.m. New South Wales time. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and like the live stream, like the post-game show review. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. It's much appreciated. And make sure you share the review around to your friends, your cousins, your sister, your brother, whoever it may be. Share the review around. Much love, much appreciated. But we saw two games of football today, or should I say 2 games of bloodbaths today. We saw the Melbourne Storm absolutely flog the Bulldogs down there in Melbourne. 44 points to nil. An absolute bloodbath down there at Amy Park. Storm winning 44 points to nil. And the Eels down there at CommBank Stadium beating the Dragons 48 points to 14 in what was another bloodbath. The Eels far too good for the Dragons tonight. But this is the #1 rugby league YouTube channel for all post-game show reviews. And I hope everyone is doing well. But without further ado, lads, let's get into the Sunday football review. And we're going to go back to the very first game, which wasn't really much of a game. It was the Storm playing football training against the Bulldogs team that were very, very diabolical. And we're going to get into the contest now. And in the 11th minute, Ryan Papenhuyzen scores the first try of the game. Papenhuyzen gives it on to Xavier Coates. Coates back inside the Papenhuyzen. Papenhuyzen scores the first try of the game. Melbourne out of the blocks fast as always. They start the game off very well. Storm 6-0, great start for the Melbourne Storm. And then in the 21st minute, the Storm score once again through Josh King. Harry Grant put a grubber kick in and it come off a Bulldogs player. And Josh King ends up scoring a fucking try. I couldn't believe my eyes. Josh King scores. Storm get a 12-0. Great start for the Storm. And then right before half-time there, in the 36th minute, Kenny Bromwich scores for the Storm. Hughes gives the ball to Munster, to Papenhuyzen, to Bromwich. Olam goes for a nice decoy run and sucks in the Bulldogs defenders, and they all fall for it. And Kenny Bromwich goes over to score. And half-time, Melbourne Storm 16, Bulldogs 0. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, the Bulldogs don't have 16 points in them, let alone 10 points in them. So I thought, I don't know how the Bulldogs are going to come back here. And Melbourne had a very fast start, so it was always going to be very tough for the Dogs to fight their way back. But the Dogs did try hard for a while there, but they just didn't have the creativity. Wakeham and Burton just isn't working. Tufty at fullback is too quiet. Things just weren't working for the Dogs. Their back line, it just wasn't good enough to compete against the Melbourne Storm, and the full pack got rolled pretty easily as well. But we get to the second half, fellas, and in the 46th minute, Ryan Papenhuyzen scores again. He gets his second try of the game. Harry Grant gave it to Papenhuyzen. Papenhuyzen went straight through and scored another try. Melbourne 22-0. Bulldogs at this point, I went, well, game over. I'll sit back on the couch and just pass out watching it. And I pretty much did that. I just sat back there on the lounge and had my head up, had my eyes open, still barely, but it wasn't looking good. And 22-0, the game was already over. And then Melbourne, they just kept scoring tries and they kept breaking the Bulldogs apart. And then in the 51st minute, Papenhuyzen gets his hat trick.
Burton put a grubber kick in. Jerome Hughes picks it up. He runs away downfield. Pappenhausen's with him on the outside. Pappenhausen gets the ball and he scores again. He gets his hat trick. Melbourne Storm at this point, 26 points to nil, and I'm going, fuck me. Bulldogs have already fronted the towel, but the Storm, they just want to get their for and against stuff, don't they? And then we get to the 59th minute. Xavier Coates scores for the Storm. Coates with an intercept. Burton throws a shit pass to Averillo. He goes for a tap on. Coates grabs the ball, runs about 80 metres or so. He scores an intercept. Storm 32-0. The game's fucked at this point. It's all over. And then it's the 61st minute. Felix Kaufusi scores. Pappenhausen gave a nice ball to Remus Smith to Xavier Coates. Coates is away down the sideline. Back on the inside to Kaufusi. And fucking Kaufusi scores of all people. Melbourne 38-0. And then in the 67th minute, Pappenhausen scores his 4th try of the game. Hughes through the middle. Nice pass back on the inside. Pappenhausen scores again. Melbourne win the game 44 points to nil. I don't know what more to tell you. The Bulldogs were dog shit. They were terrible. The Storm, they were at their best. The second half, was outstanding. 16-0 in the first half, 44-0 at full time. Pappenhausen had 4 tries. The Bulldogs were absolutely ordinary. They were outclassed all over the paddock. Just having a look at some of the stats that I may have not not gone over. So Melbourne had a 79% completion rate. Canterbury had a 71% completion rate. So that's not too bad for the Dogs. Dogs 11 errors, Storm 10. The problem with the Bulldogs is they just don't have the players to create enough points to compete against the Melbourne Storm. Bulldogs looked okay on stats, but Storm just went fucking bang, bang, bang. Pappenhausen went bang, 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 and everything else was just absolutely unreal. And the Storm, just far too good for the Bulldogs. I want to give a shout out here in the live chat to Jackson Lee, the big Parramatta fan. He just put a $5 super chat in. Shout out to Jackson Lee. Appreciate it, bro. He goes, I'll put it up on the screen for you, lads, so you can read what he says. How could you doubt my mighty Eels, Nick? Nah, even I'm surprised with that result. Shout out to Jackson Lee in the live chat for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it, Jackson. It means a lot, bro. I'll get into the Eels game in a minute, but yeah, I didn't see that scoreline coming. Eels over the Dragons, but look, Melbourne at their absolute best once again, just far too good for the Bulldogs. Melbourne just too clinical for Canterbury in the end. My top 3 players on ground, fellas, from the Storm and Bulldogs game. Well, obviously Pappenhausen is going to be the man of the match, but I'll go number 3. I'll go with Jerome Hughes. Number 2, I will go with number 2. I'll go number 2. I'll tell you what, number 2, Harry Grant, and number 1, my man of the match, Ryan Pappenhausen by far. He scored 4 tries. He was elite. He was untouchable. I thought he was best player on the field by a mile, and I think he was player of the round too. So Pappenhausen, man of the match by far, and without a doubt, the player of the round. But let's get into the final game for round 4, and that was the Eels betting the Dragons down there at CommBank Stadium, the Western Sydney Stadium there. The Eels 48, the Dragons 14. I don't think anybody saw this scoreline coming. If you had the Eels 20 plus or 28 plus, full credit to you. The Eels were unbelievable. They were unreal tonight. I thought they were very, very dominant against the Dragons, winning 48 points to 14. And fuck me, I got to give another shout out here. Shout out to Ali in the live chat. He says, "Get yourself a cold drink, you legend." Well, fuck me, the donations are coming in tonight. Just make $15 off this bloody super chat. Unbelievable. Shout out to Ali for the $10 super chat. He says, "Get yourself a cold drink, you legend." Well, thank you, Ali, for the $10 super chat, bro. I didn't expect that, but guys, if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. Super chat is active. PayPal is the preferred option because if you do it on PayPal, the money goes into my bank account straight away. But I really appreciate the super chat, guys. It means a lot. But yeah, shout out to Ali and Jackson Lee, 2 loyal Parramatta supporters. I really appreciate it, fellas. Parramatta 48-14 over the Dragons. I thought the Dragons were they were very brave in the first half to only be down by fucking 4 points, considering how dominant Parramatta were. But the Eels in the second half, they just ran away with the game. And we're going to get into the game now with the review on the game now. And the Eels started off the game really fast in the 8th minute. Dylan Brown scoring the first try of the game. A nice little left foot step there. Dylan Brown goes straight through. Poor defense there from Moses Mbye. Dylan Brown goes in, scored the first try of the game. Parramatta 6-0 after 8 minutes. Great start for the Eels. And then we get to the 17th minute there when Mitchell Moses scores a beautiful try, kicks it for himself. Moses, individual brilliance, just proving why he is a top 5 halfback in the competition. He is a gun, Mitchell Moses. Parramatta got a 12-0 early on, and fuck me, they were on fire, Parramatta. And, well, the Dragons, credit to them, they kept fighting, and they were staying in the contest there, and Jack Bird ended up scoring for the Dragons there. Aaron Woods with a beautiful short ball to Francis Mollo. Mollo offloads it to Ben Hunt. Hunt kicks it for Jack Bird, and Jack Bird scores a very nice try. Good to see Jack Bird playing some good footy there. Parramatta at 12-6, and then right before half-time, the Dragons got a penalty because Makatoa was offside. Lomax takes it 2, and half-time, Parramatta lead the Dragons 12 points to 8, and I thought to myself, fuck me. Parramatta for about 25 to 30 minutes were dominating the Dragons. They had all the ball. They looked so clinical with the ball. Yet the Dragons, they had a nice little 10-minute period there, and they're down 12-8 at halftime. So I thought the Dragons have just got to stay in the fight here, and they've got the confidence here to make game of it in the second half. And, well, you know what the Dragons did, fellas? They did the complete fucking opposite. We get to the 44th minute where Nathan Brown scores a try. Now, in my opinion, this should not have been allowed. Now, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative tonight. I thought that this was a really, really tough call. In the 44th minute, Nathan Brown scores for the Eels. Now, Moses put a grubber kick in, Mbye failed to regather the ball and obviously dropped the ball. But Reed Mahoney, fellas, he was inside the 10 meters. Now, when a player is inside the 10 meters, usually it goes to be a no try because they're inside the 10 meters, which deems them offside. And if you're inside the 10 meters, apparently it affects the play. So the Nathan Brown try, I don't agree with it. I'm not sure if Anthony Griffin will say something in the press conference about it, but everything else was fine tonight. But the Nathan Brown try, I thought was a really, really tough call against the Dragons. I don't believe it should have been allowed, but it ended up being allowed. I just want to know, someone let me know in the live chat. Give me some clarification on this. If a player is inside the 10 meters, if they get involved or not, is that still a penalty to the other team? I just want to know because, in my opinion, because I've seen this year so far in round 1, round 2, round 3, I've seen games where players are inside the 10 meters automatically goes back a penalty to the other team. So I'm a little bit confused on why the Nathan Brown try was given. I'd like to find out why it was given. So I'm still a little bit unsure about that. But anyway, Parramatta go to 18-8, and the Eels are looking good here. And then Parramatta, after that try, they just went absolutely berserk. 51st minute, Reed Mahoney scores a brilliant try. Moses goes for a gap after a couple of nice offloads from Isaiah Papali'i and Penasini. And Moses makes a break through the middle, puts a kick back on the inside to Reed Mahoney. And Reed Mahoney goes in to score a very nice try. Parramatta 24-8 at that point, and I thought, well, if they get one more, it's over. And then 53rd minute, not long after, literally 2 minutes later, Gutherson scores. Penasini makes a break, and Gutherson on the inside. Gutherson scores. Parramatta 30-8. The game's over. It doesn't matter at this point. 59th minute, Dragons on the attack, trying something, and then Wagga Blake gets an intercept. He runs about 75 metres and scores. Parramatta at this point lead 36 points to 8. It was looking really bad. And then, well, not that it mattered. Fucking another try. Hang on, what are we? 59th minute. Parramatta on a roll. And then Wagga Blake scored again in the 67th minute in the corner. Nice ball from Dylan Brown. Parramatta, I think it was what was it there? 42-8 or something? 42-8. Unbelievable. Dragons score a late try there in the 70th minute for Tarek Sims on the left edge. Not that it mattered. Ben Hunt with a nice short ball to Sims. Sims crashed over to score late. What's that? 42-14. And then I didn't even bother writing down notes because the game was over. And then Parramatta, incredible try. Bryce Carver with this incredible flick Moses scores in the corner. One of the best tries of the year so far. It was a brilliant try. Moses scores in the corner, and we get the full time, lads. Parramatta beat the Dragons 48 points to 14. A very dominant display there at the Western Sydney Stadium. I thought the Eels tonight were outstanding. The Eels' completion rate tonight was unreal. 38 from 43, 88% completion rate. As for the Dragons, 25 from 35, 71%. Dragons were nowhere near the best tonight. The Dragons were really, really poor. 38 missed tackles, so that's 19 and a half. The Dragons' discipline was quite poor tonight, offside a lot, giving away a lot of 6 agains. The Dragons, I think they need to have a good hard look at themselves. I'll tell you what, they got flogged by the Sharks last weekend on the Thursday night. They had a 9-day turnaround. They got flogged again tonight. They made a bold decision to drop Tyrell Sloan out of the team out of the entire squad, and they put Amon on the bench. And by fullback was really, really poor. The Dragons need to have a look at themselves and figure out what their best starting spine looks like, because I feel Jack Bird and Ben Hunt aren't too bad together, but Jack Bird, I don't know if he has the kicking game. McCulloch and Hunt obviously are going to be there. Maybe move Lomax to fullback and try Mbite at center. I don't know, but the Dragons need to figure out what their best spine looks like. As for Parramatta, they continue to improve. They're looking good at the moment. Parramatta, they won in round 1, lost in round 2 on the bell. They beat Melbourne in round 3. They flogged the Dragons here tonight. They were incredible tonight, the Eels. Next week, the Eels take on the Gold Coast up there at Cbus Super Stadium, which I reckon will be a very, very good game of football. And as for the Dragons, well, they take on the Rabbitohs in what is a big rivalry game on Saturday night. So that'll be an interesting game, that one there. But Parramatta, I thought they were very, very clinical tonight. They looked very good. I thought their halves were well done. I thought Dylan Brown and Mitchell Moses were outstanding. Marnie and Goverson all played well. Wagga Blake was phenomenal. The forward pack laid a great platform. Parramatta, really impressed with the way they played tonight. I'm interested to see if I can keep it up for the rest of the year. But if you've been listening to what everyone's been saying, a lot of Parramatta fans don't really care what happens in the season. All they care about is getting past week 2 of the finals. So you can say that all you want, but you've got to get through the season first to get to the finals. And I thought Parramatta tonight were out of this world. So full credit to the Eels. Very dominant performance. My top 3 players on ground from the Eels and Dragons game, fellas, I would have to go. Number 3, I would probably have to go with Wagga Blake. I thought Wagga Blake was very good on that wing. I thought Wagga Blake had a really good game. Number 2, I'm going to go with Dylan Brown. I thought Dylan Brown had a really good game at 5'8". And number 1, my man of the match, he scored a double tonight. He kicked 8 from 8. Mitchell Moses. Mitchell Moses tonight was outstanding. I think Moses deserves to be man of the match. Parramatta, far too good for the Dragons. They were dominant. They were clinical. And it was a well-deserved win. Parramatta destroyed the Dragons 48-14 down there at the Western Sydney Stadium. But before I go, I just want to answer this question real quick from Jaden in the live chat. He says, any advice for the Dragons go forward? 2 main areas. Jaden, for the Dragons, I think that they need to figure out what's their best starting spine. Their forward pack, I would go Woods and Laurie up front. Sims, Bird, and DeBellin at back row and at lock. DeBellin needs to be starting every week. And I think Muller off the bench with Kerr would be better for impact. Jeski on the bench. And if I do that, I think they'll be a lot better. But tonight they were beaten by a much better team, and Parramatta just proved to everyone why they are a team to be forced to be reckoned with this year. But Parramatta, very dominant. Congratulations to the Eels. Congratulations to the Storm as well with another dominant win. But anyway, guys, that's it for the Sunday football review. It's a little bit of a short one, but that's because I'm by myself tonight. But anyway, guys, like and subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate everyone that's tuned in for the review tonight. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for another live stream. Until then, take care of yourself, fellas, and I'll see you all in the next one.